We watch Corey Feldman versus the world. Stream it or skip it. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's go back. Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Gen X Unfiltered, the podcast.
What's up, everybody?
How's it going?
Steve, Eric, how are you doing on this January night?
I'm freezing. It's brass monkeys out there, baby. I'm
It
cold.
is cold.
We're in a deep freeze.
For anybody who is in Canada knows, but who is not in Canada, we are at like minus 25 Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's very cold.
It's cold. Yeah, it's too
cold.
damn cold.
So
The
yeah,
rent is too high. It's too damn cold.
we are, just super happy and alive over here.
We're doing fine.
That's
We're
right.
doing
We're
fine.
This is fine.
We're surviving January. It's almost February.
What do they say? All these things are like, we don't have alligators, we don't have earthquakes, we don't.
Well, we had an earthquake the other day. There was one in Southern Ontario.
Yeah, we did actually.
I didn't feel it, but it was apparently there was one.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless Canada. Anyway,
There's a lot going on right now.
No hurricanes.
no hurricanes.
That's right.
Just frigid polar vortex cold and snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long 2 weeks of a lot of the cold, a lot of the snow.
Whatever. It's going to be summer soon.
But what get us hot and bothered?
That was creepy.
I know.
I can tell you one thing. This movie got me bothered. It didn't get me hot, but it got me bothered. And I have a lot to say, and I'm scared that we're going to get canceled if I say what I really want to say. But we are unfiltered.
Well, let's talk about it. Corey
let's get into
Feldman versus the world.
Okay, I'm going to start by asking the questions that you guys always get nervous about because we don't pre-practice them.
Okay.
It's real life. It's off the cuff.
I don't even know what you're asking.
Who was
I
your
know.
favorite Corey?
Okay, so I'm going to ask this question first. Without giving away, the final, would you stream it or skip it? But was this documentary what you expected, Steve?
No, not at all.
Eric?
Not even close.
Okay. I thought it was going to be a documentary kind of about... okay, full disclosure before I start. I never read anything about this documentary, so I have no idea what it was.
All I know is that I saw, hey, there's a new documentary that's coming out about Corey Feldman. I'm like, well, we talk about Gen X stuff. Corey Feldman is
Gen X.
about as Gen X as it gets. So
Let's jump in.
that's it.
I
Yeah.
think we were all under the impression that this was like a biographical movie about his life and sort of his trials, his tribulations, his successes, whatever.
Yeah.
It was not that at all.
No.
I touched on some of it, but it was strictly focused about a very specific time of 2016, 2017, where Corey and the Angels were going on a music tour.
It's so bizarre to me. Like, did they just hold on to this footage for 10 years, or is this the first time somebody wanted to pay money to actually produce it?
Yeah, I think they had trouble getting it released or something like that.
Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my first thing.
And we kind of didn't really say, but we mentioned Corey Feldman versus the world, which is obviously it's a new documentary out on Apple TV that we rented for $4.99.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about that because that's at the end.
You could also buy it for $30.
Oh, God, no.
I am going to give full disclosure on my part that this documentary, like I said, Steve said it was just a very brief moment of basically when he was touring with his band. That's basically the timeline we're talking about. But I'm going to be all over the place with this because I felt like the documentary, although it was sequential for that 1 year, it was very bizarre and all over the place. And I do have to say though, I don't know what part Corey Feldman had in this, if he was involved with the production of it, I have no idea. But those editors were some shady editors and I'm here for it. Perfect timing for throwing shade at what they were watching or filming. It was brilliant. I loved that.
Yeah, I don't believe Corey was involved at all with this.
Well, I would hope not because
I don't. When we were looking at the credits, his name was not anywhere that I saw as director. Definitely not directed by because it's on the sheet.
So my whole thing is that I only know Corey Feldman for the little bits I've seen and heard in the news media and yada yada yada, right? So my whole thing is that I didn't know if I was gonna like him. I didn't know if I was gonna hate him. I didn't know if my preconceived notions about him were gonna be true.
Well, it's kind of a perfect segue for anyone who doesn't know who Corey Feldman is, right? We've got a little synopsis of the man here, right?
I just want to rant.
I just want to rant.
It's fine.
Yeah.
His name is Corey Scott Feldman. For those of you that don't know, he was born July 16th, 1971 in Los Angeles, California. He was basically a childhood actor is what he's most well known for.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's in huge movies.
He was in like Friday the 13th, the final chapter, Gremlins, Goonies, Stand By Me, and then in his teenage years with Corey Haim, he was in The Lost Boys, License to Drive, Dream a Little Dream, and some other films he was in was The Burbs, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 as the voice, and Meatballs 4. Ooh!
So he's actually the voice of Raphael in the Ninja Turtles movies.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I forgot he did the whole like D-list celebrity reality TV circuit. So he did Surreal Life. Then he did the Two Corey's reality show for like 1 year, chronicling his life with Corey Haim. I feel like I watched that.
100% did. That was a whole big thing because that was kind of like, oh, they were back together again since like their License to Drive, Little Dream days.
Most famously or infamously, I mean, not really, but just in latter years, is his band. His musician band leader with Corey's Angels. That is what the basis of this documentary is.
Yeah.
Is the band doing their tour, Corey's Angels.
Yeah.
So look at that was very full circle.
Yeah, that was a really good synopsis of like Corey Feldman intro. 2, Corey Feldman, the documentary.
Yeah.
Which really focuses on the band.
And I just skipped over because obviously he had some substance abuse issues and things of that nature. I just skipped over that because it's kind of irrelevant to...
It is. I mean, I think we can also just briefly say, like, again, just the limited knowledge we have and things that we've read and whatever, accurate or not, who knows. But I mean, obviously he has said it too, but like he came from, kind of crappy parents. His mom was abusive. His dad was just using him for money. He fully emancipated at 13. He didn't have obviously very good parental role models in his young life while he was famous. And there was substance abuse issues. I mean, this rumor is there's still substance abuse issues. We don't know. So again, it's like one of those tragic Hollywood stories of a Hollywood child star actor.
Yeah, he... like back in the 80s, there's a few of them that, like Corey, both the Coreys, like Drew Barrymore, these that were like really young kids that became famous and really had a hard go of it, really got put through the ringer in the Hollywood machine.
Because it just comes down to they just didn't have anybody looking out for them. An adult looking out for them.
No, that was the thing. I mean, they changed a lot of laws and rules and stuff like that now for child actors because of these kids basically, I think, could do whatever they wanted.
So really quickly, I mean, the synopsis of this documentary can literally be summed up in like one sentence because there wasn't much to it, to be honest. It was very
not a lot of substance. But come on,
I'm gonna give credit to the director Mercy Hume just because I mean, you kind of did a little bit of
the cutaways were pretty amazing.
But they were like, I mean, if you watch it, you'll see what I mean by the like subtle shade. At least I took it as that. Whatever.
It was not subtle at all. Like the one, if I could just give one quick example. So they're talking about like the touring they were doing, like wondering the people in the band, the Angels, were wondering where the money went. Right. The cutaway was to Corey going on his honeymoon in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's like, there's the money. On the plane with Corey going to his honeymoon.
Like that. I'm trying to remember the other one they did the same thing like that, though. It's like, what happened to this? And it's like cuts to, or there's that one which we were kind of laughing where it's like Corey's having like a melt on the bus and then it cuts to, the dog peed on this. She's holding like a picture or something. It's just weird. It's just funny.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So basically it follows Feldman and his all-woman band, Corey's Angels. It centers on it says 17 tour, but I thought it was 2016. No, because you know what? It started in November 2016 when he got married. When he got married. And I know he got married in November because I did a little Wikipedia search before this just so I could get a few little dates in my brain. So November 2016, he married Courtney. I can't remember her last name. She was also a member of the Charlie's Angels. But
Charlie's Angels, just the Angels. There's no
not
Charlie.
Charlie. Damn it. He couldn't even come up with an original name?
No.
Okay. And then they go on tour, Corey's Heavenly Tour, Angelic to the US. It actually started because, if you haven't seen this or heard of this at some point in the past 10 years, then I don't know where you've been because it was everywhere. But his Today Show performance that kicked this whole thing off.
Or he's wearing like the black hoodie and he does this little like dance and stuff.
It's this sort of bizarre.
Terrible. Yeah.
He comes out. Well, I mean, because, the musicianship is.
Half the girls have never played an instrument.
It's their first time playing instruments. It's very basic. I'll say that. Like they're playing the instruments, but it's very basic, like musically.
Yeah.
And Corey kind of does that weird, like, he kind of like prances in.
He does a weird.
Prances is the way to describe it.
Let's just say this.
And then it's a very bizarre sort of Michael Jackson impersonation
There was
going
a
on.
lot.
It's a lot.
There was a lot of speculation after people saw that performance, critics, people, whatever, that he was, under the influence of something because it was so bizarre. We don't know if that's true. Who knows?
No.
He's never said yes or no, but that was the assumption because it was just so crazy. I will point out right off the top, because it'll probably explain where my opinion or thoughts come from throughout this whole thing. I think that he is an incredibly narcissistic egomaniac who thinks his shit don't stink and he's way more important and talented than he really is. I'm not knocking his acting. He was obviously a talented actor in some respects.
Yeah.
I'm saying as a musician, and that's just it.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's clear that, he has a lot of passion for it, obviously, but the talent doesn't match up there at all.
And it's hard because at first we were even kind of debating, like, while we were watching it, like, is this a bit? Like, does he know he's so bad, but he's so bad that it's funny?
That's kind of my thought going into this documentary. Like, seeing his music performances and stuff, I'm like, he's clearly terrible.
Yeah.
Like, his music performances, singing, it's all terrible. I'm like, is he doing this on purpose as a bit?
But he's
and
not.
he's like leaning into it hard because he gets some attention.
He's not.
But then I'm like, after watching this documentary, I'm like, I don't think he is at all.
Well,
I think he's legit good.
Yeah, well, because I mean, like last summer he was touring with Limp Bizkit. Like they were open. He was opening for Limp Bizkit.
But I think that that kind of goes into the next segment of like the tour starting. But I think that the whole tour. Well, okay, so let me just back up for a second. I mean, that performance on the Today Show, and I'm not knocking the girls that were whatever. Like it is what it is. But the thing is like it was just like there's no money backing this, right? So this is basically like the equivalent, at least me in my mind, the equivalent of a teenage boy wanting to start a band in his garage.
Basically.
Yeah.
Literally,
it
that's
basically
what it
has
was.
that kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, well, I don't want to laugh too hard because he's really passionate. And like, whatever, he's out there doing it. My opinion changed just because I think he's a piece of shit, but that's fine.
The problem with that is exactly, you be passionate and that, like a really pure intent behind being a musician and just going there and doing your thing. But you watch him and the way he treats his bandmates, he treats them like shit.
Well, he's just shitty in general.
He just treats everyone's there for him, and it's all about him for sure.
The most talented musician on the planet.
Yeah.
Well, a few times he'll be like, "Stop! Wait, that's not right. Why are you doing like?" It's like, everyone else is doing something wrong. I'm perfect.
Exactly.
But the way you're playing the guitar is affecting me. The way you're doing the drum. It's affecting me, but I'm perfect.
And he clearly doesn't know what he's doing either, because the one person in his band who was a teacher, she was the keyboardist, right?
Yeah.
Or she played keyboards. Anyways, she seemed to have some sort of musical like knowledge.
There was two of them that did, and two of them that never played.
Yeah. So if we go quickly on the Angels, right? Like, two of the Angels could play instruments to some degree, and a couple of them had like no idea what they're doing. It was the first time for picking up a bass guitar, whatever, right? So, but anyways, my point is that Corey Feldman, he would be like, this doesn't feel right. Something's wrong here. And so the person with musical talent, the keyboardist, the teacher would be like, what exactly is off?
Yeah.
And he'd be like,
no, he doesn't know.
I don't know. It's just, it feels wrong to me. It feels wrong.
And she's like, well, the way you're talking to me is like just super belittling and it's not helpful at all. So like you need to give me some sort of direction.
But let's just reverse a little
Okay.
Before we get too deep into the Angels, because to sort of like talk about the transition, at least how they showed in the documentary, from the performance to like the tour.
Yeah.
So it was, because we were all kind of like, oh, like, anyway, it was, I know nothing about the manager that he had at the time or the guy that invested the money to fund this thing. I have no idea about him. I didn't read anything about him.
No, they really are.
But it was very low budget. Fair. Yeah. And I mean, like, when I say he went on tour, he was playing in bars, not knocking it. That's how lots of people, great people, start their career.
Well,
But there was this disconnect from him and his narcissistic, egotistical mind to, like, there were some people who were great big Corey Feldman fans that were going to see him because they saw him in movies and they're like, oh my God, it's Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
Then there's people, like, I'm not going to lie, that I would have bought tickets to go see just to see the train wreck in person.
Well, after the Today Show stuff, I think there was just as much kind of like, what the hell is going on here?
But, and so that's why tickets sold, right? Like, I feel like 90% of the tickets that sold was because people couldn't look away and wanted to see the train wreck.
It's some sort of like morbid curiosity. Like there were some people clearly there because they show people meeting Corey who are like in tears, like, oh my God,
they're starstruck.
I love you. Like your movies changed my life and you saved me and stuff.
So,
but for everyone like that, there's a few people that are just kind of like,
what is this?
I would have paid to go. I mean, come on. So he's performed. They're doing their show in bars. Again, we're talking like high school, start up a band in your garage type of setup. Like nothing's fancy, nothing. Like I don't know what kind of money he invested in this, but like I don't know what it was.
No, but they're clearly trying to. He has grandiose ideas. Like you can see, the way he's talking, like he's yelling at his brother for like not setting up the bubble machine right. Like he's, and like
he thinks he's more important than he is.
But he thinks he's producing this like giant musical,
like a big arena concert.
Yeah, and it's on like a shoestring budget.
Yeah,
they're driving in like one RV. Like it's the 5 angels, him, his brother.
Yeah,
I think that'll be important later to mention now is that all these angels and him and his wife and him and his wife's girlfriend, whatever, do you? But she's an important part of this documentary.
Yeah,
they all live in the same house.
Well, that was the thing. You kind of skipped over it, but like before they go on tour, they showed like they're practicing, like they're all living in Corey's, I assume, mansion. Like it looks like a big house in the hills, like gated.
I mean it's nothing fancy.
Well, it's gated house, whatever. So I mean, it's got a big place, but they're like practicing in the living room, like they live together. It's a weird vibe.
Their costumes are pretty much like just look like rags kind of sewn together.
Well, they look like they're like white toe. They're supposed to be angels, but they're like clearly like obviously. The one girl refuses to wear the 2-piece because it's like almost like a bikini they're wearing, most of them. And the one girl who's more musically talented was like, I'm not wearing that. Like,
her point, which is like, I'm a teacher. Well, I don't want my students to see me dressing in anything that they would think is inappropriate.
Which I am. Because then Corey, he even talks about that a few times, being like, "There's nothing like I'm celebrating the beautiful women.
So it becomes clear very early watching this documentary, without it being like obviously said or talked about specifically. It becomes very clear that. And again, I'm not judging anybody. You do you. Consenting adults can do whatever they want. Don't care. But it becomes very clear that, it's... Steve mentioned it was a weird vibe of all these people living in the house. It was just a weird vibe. Like, there was something more going on, whatever. I mean, it becomes clear very quickly that him and his wife definitely like to have their experiences with other people.
They like to explore an open relationship, basically.
Exactly.
Well, like I said, one girl is there, and I can't remember her name, but it's Darcy. It's Darcy. It's like Corey and Courtney's girlfriend.
Yeah.
But so my point is that there's a lot of clips at these shows before or after where fans are going up to like meet him because he does like meet and greets where he sits at a table and like 2 people come and he signs a picture, whatever, or he signs beer cans. But it becomes very clear that like, he's like, oh, well, you can come on the tour bus. And a few times when he's doing that, it'll be like, cut the camera. Yeah. Again, we don't know if he's just doing that for like dramatic effect or whatever, but I don't think so.
No, because the one time he's talking to a girl and he's like, and he kind of looks at her, he's like, ixnay on the amrique.
Yeah.
It's a little pig Latin and it's like,
yeah.
And he does it again on the tour bus.
He does it twice,
He thinks he's living this giant Aerosmith rock star life.
Well, I mean, he is a celebrity, whatever
level,
A, B, C, D, whatever you might think of him, he still is Corey Feldman, and he clearly is taking advantage of whatever that
and like
offers.
I said, I am not judging. Consenting adults can do whatever they want. That's not the point of it. The point is that, it becomes very clear as this documentary goes on that it feels like there's just, I mean, it ends up, by the end of it, it's talked about how it's a cult. It's like a sex cult.
It sort of starts off, the very first part of this documentary, they start saying like, it's very much Corey has this idea of starting these angels. He does the Today Show thing. He's scrambling to put this band together, get them trained up, all of them practicing. That's sort of the first half. And like in his apartment or his house, whatever, they go on this sort of first tour, and it's not a disaster, but they really don't know what the hell they're doing.
Well, one person got fired.
Well, one person quit, one person fired. Like they're setting up all their own gear. They're like doing like what bands do, like right? Because even at one point, Corey's on the phone screaming at I'm assuming it's his manager, money guy, being like, "We need workers. We need people."
But it's like, dude, we don't have money for that.
Well, that's what they're saying. The guy's like, don't talk to me, like, because Corey's like berating this guy. And the guy's like, hey, put it in an email. Yeah. There's no time for an email. Like, well, you're not going to talk to me, so put an email and, But yeah, so that's the first half is this kind of figuring out how their shit works.
Yeah.
Then the second half, it's like a little more polished and produced. They've got some better singers. They hire some actual people that can play instruments.
Yeah.
And then it goes into like the third act of
it's like very much like he talks at the Today Show at the beginning about how he like writes his own music and la 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 la, and all they ever showed him performing. Ooh, I wonder if that's why they never really showed any of his own music. Maybe he wouldn't give the rights to the documentary.
It could, yeah.
Maybe.
Because
but he was performing his own song in the morning show.
Yeah, but that could have been like the morning show's property that they got for the documentary.
Maybe.
Because it was from there.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you remember the part where there was one segment when he was doing their first concert in the bar, and like 30 seconds, it showed him singing, but it was an overlay of music.
Yeah.
And I think that was because they showed all the other cover songs, because all he did was Michael Jackson and blah, 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 and like all these cover songs.
The song from Lost Boys.
Yeah, he did that a few times. Yeah.
And like, I don't know. It's difficult because I don't want to be like a critical person, because I sure as hell can't get up there and do it. I mean, I can't. I mean, I won't, because nobody wants that. Yeah. But like, it wasn't even like, okay, like it was just terrible. And these girls, God bless them, for whatever reason, they decided they need to be a part of this. They like, I could probably carry a tune better than them as backup singers.
Yeah,
it just didn't seem like they were having a really good time, especially once they got into a few shows and they started touring the country a bit more, and they're all in this like, you know, like it's not a tour bus, but it's like a bigger RV. Like,
so then you have to wonder though, like, why are they there? Because I'm like, there's no way they're getting paid a lot of money. Like, there's no way. Like, are they hoping to launch?
None
their
of them
own
got
career?
paid. That came out later on, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
But a lot of them talk about Corey and his wife saving them, like, you know, finding them, helping them. So like I'm saying, it's a weird.
So but that ties back to the end where they start talking about, you know, because it does a year later, so they're talking to a couple of them that aren't there anymore. Where it's like, no, it was just like this weird cult, because Corey was very much into like the, you know, it's the darkness is after us, and like just weird shit.
And Corey, this cult like for sure, because he very much wanted to control everything they did. In his band.
That's where he gets so upset in a few scenes. Yeah, and in the very beginning, like after his very first show, and somebody rips on them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. The review is like trashing them, and he's mad because they were in Milwaukee, I think it was, and somebody from Wisconsin. Yeah. Or vice versa. From a totally other city wrote a review of their show, and he's like, "Why would someone from another city come to my show?" And he goes on this whole the whole thing about the dark media, and how it all started at Vice.
He's convinced that they paid.
Him, and it's like,
because Vice did an article about his birthday party at his house.
Yeah, and he's convinced that there's this dark media that's out to get him. That's like satanic and all this stuff.
They're convinced that this dark media is paying tens of millions of dollars to keep his bad press at the top of the mainstream media. And I'm like, dude, do you think no offense, but do you think anybody gives a shit about you that much to do that?
No. That's the thing in his head, in his mind.
Oh yeah.
He thinks he's like top of the mountain, and people are going to keep him down.
He thinks that he holds the secret to this secret pedophile ring in Hollywood, and he's the only one that can expose them.
You're like going way ahead.
No, but that's what he thinks, and that's why he thinks he's so important, is that he has this secret that can ruin everything, and everyone in power knows that he is this linchpin to this. Just exposing everything.
Didn't that already happen with the Epstein files? Just
no, I know. But he's convinced, and that's why he thinks he's like everyone's out to get him, because they know.
But this is the messed up part, though. This is the messed up part, is like that he thinks that, but I don't think that he has shit.
No.
Because if he did, he would be already doing something. But he dangles it.
No, that's what you're going to let me finish. Exactly. But he has nothing. But he's convinced that he has this little nugget of truth or whatever that he can at any point open Pandora's box for all these wealthy billionaires and ruin Hollywood, and he's convinced of it.
Nuclear,
and then he starts out like he's convinced.
So, before we get too far into the the stuff Steve was talking about, because that is a giant piece of this, I just really, because we mentioned quickly about how there was some conflicts in the band, and like that's an important part of the documentary because it shows sort of like the breakdown of things happening. Right. And like under Corey's crazy, I'm better than everybody mentality. It's weird. But like some of the stuff, like I said, Steve had mentioned multiple members left the group. There was a whole scene where I guess the tour manager had booked them a hotel, and Corey was doing like press or something, or getting ready or practicing or something. And so the girls were like, hey, like, why can't we just get a head start and go shower at the hotel? We haven't showered in 2 days and I'm wearing the same clothes for 2 days, because they're in an RV, right?
Yeah.
So But Corey has this weird thing. It's in their contract because little blips come out about like this contract they've all signed.
He threatens him with it all the time.
Right. So, but it's in the contract that they can't go anywhere without him.
Yeah, they can't go anywhere with him, and he can't go anywhere without security.
Right. So
the whole band has to be together at all times.
He's like, nope, you guys can't go shower. You have to sit here and wait till I'm done. And so they're getting pissed off. The one girl who ends up being in the like 1 year later part, she's like pissed. She's like, what the hell? Like then he kind of has a temper tantrum, and he's like, well, she's like, oh, the girls and I want to go eat at the ramen place. Like literally you can see it from the bus. And she's like, we're going. And he's like, well, I mean, like, you're not going to listen to what I say anyway. Like, he has this little pouty temper tantrum. It's weird and bizarre.
Well, it's funny, though, but his brother's in this.
Yeah.
And he says, he's like, Corey grew up always with people telling him he was right, he was great, he was the smartest. Yes, 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 yes. Mm-hmm. So that's what he wants. And that's what he's used to.
That's what all these celebrities.
No,
okay, I shouldn't say all.
No, but that's, you get, anyone, you start to believe your own bullshit. But that's what his brother's like. He's like, I'm the only one that can really call him out on this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why we fight all the time, because tell him
it's like,
you can't do this.
It's like the same thing that happened to Michael Jackson, right? Like he was severely addicted to really horrible like medications, and he just kept going to somebody who would give it to him, and he eventually died.
Until he got a yes.
Yeah.
Same with Matthew Perry. No, I got money, I can do it. Yes. Well, you know what I mean? Like it's just it sucks.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was a weird off.
Yeah, no, but you have enough money that you can find people, and people,
and he did at one point have money.
Well, I mean, he still has lots of money, I'm sure, but...
Oh, I wish I had my phone. I totally would Google his quote-unquote net worth.
Yeah.
I always like doing that. So there was just a lot of like... Darcy, the girlfriend, she was, or Corey was kind of bitching about her a little bit. Like she comes into the room and she like hogs, obviously they all slept in the same bed.
Yeah.
And she complains and like, I keep telling her to sleep at the end of the bed.
No, that was Corey saying that.
Yeah. That's what I said. Corey said that. Yeah. I told her to sleep at the end of the bed, and then she gets all like her feelings hurt and blah, blah, like just no regard for anything. I mean, whatever, you put yourself in that situation, whatever. But just the very much like, it's not what I want. Why doesn't people just like it,
Yeah, it's just his narcissistic ego, right? Like it's all my needs all the time.
My way or the highway.
Yeah.
And how dare you complain? Like you should be you should be luckier on this bus. You should be luckier in this band. You should be lucky that you're involved.
Where's that appreciation of me?
I'm gonna and like Steve mentioned quickly, he's portrayed frequently in this documentary as blaming his problems on dark power, dark media sabotage. That's his whole like ammo for when shit doesn't
he's got this weird and it's weird because throughout the whole documentary, he's referring to this dark entities. He accuses a couple of his band members who leave of being like into voodoo and Satanism.
But that's his excuse for why people do things.
No, I know, but not that. But he's got this weird, and it grows and grows through this documentary. This whole light versus dark, and eventually he gets to the point where he's like, God spoke to me.
Yeah, it's cult shit.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like it goes from like I want to start a band with these angels and spread love and light and positivity to like, he just keeps talking about this darkness more, and he convinced Marilyn Manson's out to get him and all this stuff, and like
he comes with this like deductive reasoning that somehow he's connected to all of these Hollywood scandals.
Yeah,
for like the
Harvey Weinstein,
all these people. He's like, there's a reason why I keep coming up in conversations when these scandals come out, because I'm supposed to be the light. God has spoken to me.
I'm the torchbearer of
you know what, you piece of shit asshole? Then open your mouth and say what you need to say so that these people can't hurt other people anymore. Oh, I'm mad. See, I gotta stop, because that makes me so angry, because he has nothing, but he's acting like he has everything, and he's dangling it because he wants money. What if you do have something? Tell somebody so they can stop hurting other people. Oh, I got heated. I got to stop.
Well, no, let's get into it. But let's.
No, like I'm sweating. Like that made me angry.
Yeah.
Like it's so infuriating. And I get it. Like you obviously, like, I don't know. I mean, admittedly, you've done too many drugs in your life. It's messed up your brain chemistry. You've been treated like shit as a child. It's messed up your brain chemistry. I don't know what it is, but like, oof.
No, and I mean, he was sexually abused himself. Like, you know.
Now, and this is another thing which pisses me off, is like, we're just going to go right into it. And I just want to also say, like, it's too late now, but if you're listening this far, we're obviously talking about very sensitive issues. So if you know, it's going to trigger you or it's too close to home, please stop listening right now. Just, you know, because we're talking about a lot of not nice stuff. But it's important because I don't even know where I was going. Steve, you got to start. I'm just like, whew, take a breath.
No, so basically, yeah. So let's go. Okay, let's rattle it back a little bit here. We're kind of going off the rails and all over the friggin' place here.
Yeah.
So
I was passionate.
No, and which is totally fine. But let's just kind of people who haven't seen the documentary understand what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah.
So again, first part of the documentary.
Just start talking about the. Okay, go ahead.
First part of the documentary, very basic. Hey, I'm starting a band. Let's get into it. Shit goes bad on the road. They're trying to figure things out. They take a bit of a break. They hire new band members, some professionals. Things are a little more tight. They get into a little more. But now you see Corey getting much more controlling, much more light versus dark. The darkness is out to get me.
Yeah.
And he just keeps going more and more down that road. And then we get to where now he has this revelation, like you said, that, hey, there's a reason why, like you said, when Michael Jackson died, when all this Harvey Weinstein stuff came out, everyone comes back to Corey Feldman. Why is that?
Yeah.
And he said, because my role in this world is to be the torchbearer for all these innocent and abused people, and I'm going to fight for them. And the only way I can do that is to release the names. But to do that, I need $10 million.
And that's the rub.
To put out a film that I will produce.
Yeah.
To share those names, and that's how I will do this.
Yeah.
So I think he does a Matt Lauer interview, and it was a very good interview. I mean, Matt Lauer did not back down on him.
No, because there was this whole.
So because Corey Feldman's doing the interview circuit to promote
to raise $10 million, and that's the only way he can reveal these names that or have abused people.
Because he wants to make a documentary or. Sorry, he corrects Matt Lauer and says not a documentary, a feature film to expose these people of Hollywood. And basically Matt Lauer is saying exactly what I feel in my soul right now and what I really just want to say. He's basically like, well, you wrote a book. Why didn't you say it that? Well, the publishers wouldn't let me release the names.
But Corey Feldman had said it, according to watching the interview. Ironically, it's with Matt Lauer, who
he's
didn't
his own
get well
issues.
To the cancel culture stuff.
No.
Yeah.
But
he's a piece of shit too.
Yeah, but anyways, he's calling Corey up because he's like, when you put your book out, you said, I'm going to name these names and you got to read my book and blah, blah, blah. And then, but you didn't say anything, so why the hell should we believe you now when people give you $10 million?
Yeah.
And I just want to call bullshit because any publisher would be like, hell yeah, put those names in your book.
That book's going to sell times 10.
So this is my point. He doesn't, and then, look, I don't know if nobody knows if any of this is true or not. And I hate to ever not believe victims of assault in any kind of way. I never want to not believe them. But it's frustrating when you have somebody like him who, if what he is saying is true, has the power to potentially like stop a part of it not doing it, then that makes me think you're full of shit. Because who wouldn't want to, especially when you're a victim yourself, who wouldn't want to do everything in their power to stop that?
Well, no, and that's exactly the thing.
So that makes me angry.
And that's why people are looking at him like, what? And like, what is your deal here?
And then there was this whole thing with, we did the podcast on the Charlie Sheen documentary, and those of you who've seen it by now, not our podcast, but the documentary, there's the whole thing where Corey Feldman says that Corey Haim was, I don't want to say the word because it's not friendly, but assaulted by Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, like he's not even here anymore. Whether that did or didn't happen, like he can't speak on that. So shut your mouth. And like Eric said, even his mom came out, was like,
Corey Haim's mom came out.
Don't talk about that shit.
Even Charlie Sheen addressed it in his documentary.
Right. He was angry. And look, if you watch that documentary on Charlie Sheen and his follow-up interviews that he's did the circuit for and stuff, like I do have to say one thing. Charlie Sheen is in his honesty era. He doesn't give a shit what people think of him now. And he's just saying what it is. And his reaction to that allegation was a real reaction of like, what the F are you talking about?
Yeah.
Now, look, I don't know. Who knows, right? Like, I don't want to say it didn't happen if it did. We don't know. And that's not for us to speculate. My point is, it's just the credibility factor, right? Now, in this documentary, again, talking about Corey Haim, who is not here anymore to say this did or didn't happen, is now saying that Corey Haim assaulted Corey Feldman because Charlie Sheen said it was okay to do.
Yeah. Yeah,
what?
No, I know. I have heard that before. It's just the messenger is just like, it's really hard to, like I said, you don't want to not you don't want to not believe someone because that's a horrible accusation to make
No,
against
I
somebody.
don't want to not believe people.
But the fact that he's got this whole I need $10 million to tell anyone who
comes
did
with
this
a price tag, which makes it lose
just
all
makes it
validity.
feel very
dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it like I said, I don't doubt that Corey Haim had his not Corey Haim. Oh my gosh, there's too many. Corey Feldman had his traumas in the industry as a child. 100% he probably did, because that's probably explains part of the reason why he is how he is today.
Yeah.
And that's terrible and awful and disgusting.
Yeah.
But again, if this stuff that you say has happened and you could pull the plug on this whole entire pedophilia ring in Hollywood, why aren't you doing it?
Yeah. No,
because
and that's
he
exactly
wants $10 million.
Of course, or he doesn't really have
and
it.
that's
And that is disgusting.
It's such a huge grift.
It is disgusting because it's disgusting on two levels. It's disgusting if you're bullshit lying about it just because you want money. That's gross. Even more disgusting if it is true and you won't do anything about it until you get paid. That's even more disgusting, and you're a piece of garbage.
Yeah, no, it just makes whatever kind of credibility around that, it just seems to disappear when you're trying to say, oh, yeah, I can only tell you if I make this movie. And
especially about this.
Well, especially about this. So
and
it's
he goes around acting like he's on this soapbox and this martyr and this advocate for people who have been assaulted as children in Hollywood.
Yeah, like it's a weird thing because it's almost like his music. Like the way he talks, he truly believes that he is doing God's work and helping people and spreading positivity and love and light. Like he truly believes it.
Oh yeah.
But then you just see the way he treats his bandmates and everything. He just treats them like garbage.
Yeah.
But in his mind, he is, like this martyr.
Yeah. He's just not self-aware at all.
Yeah. He's completely delusional.
Exactly.
And like it's interesting to see.
This is a completely just judgmental, question, because we don't know, but just of your own opinion, do you think he still has substance abuse issues?
I don't know.
It's hard to tell.
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so.
I think he's just cuckoo.
Yeah, I don't know. That's too hard to say, to be honest.
Yeah,
I mean, there was no obvious.
No, there was completely no. Other than him huffing on, he had his vape all the time, but that was clearly one of those fake cigarette ones.
Yeah,
this is also 10 years ago. So
that's the thing. This is 2016, right?
Yeah,
so
that's the thing. It's 10 years ago. I thought it was going to come to more present day stuff, but it just sort of touched on the fact that him and his wife is separated now. Spoiler alert. But
so it jumps ahead 1 year. Him and his wife have separated. Darcy, I actually found her to be the most compelling. Because
she was the girlfriend of Corey and his wife.
She was the girlfriend, and it's 1 year later, and she's like, yeah, all it took was a weekend away with my sister to realize that basically she's like, to realize I was in a cult. It was
brainwashed.
Well, that's what they all kind of allude to. They're like, we didn't realize we were just kind of in a cult.
A sex cult.
They're like, because it sounds like a lot of them allude to there was orgies on the bus and stuff.
Which,
obviously,
they made it pretty obvious in this documentary. I mean, like you said, the not so subtle.
The Corey was definitely trying to pick up these female fans. Yeah. They didn't show anything as to what did or didn't happen, but it was clearly, when he was going to start going down that road of, I'm going to try and hit on this chick, that's when he would be like, hey, cut the cameras.
Yeah, exactly.
So she got out of it. She's happy. I mean, so it would have been a year later. So it would have been 2018. Yeah. I mean, she looked great. It was just all of them that did the 1 year later. I'm like, damn, you guys got away from that craze and you're looking good. You look rested.
Well, and then the other one, the teacher, I can't remember. She played the violin and stuff like that.
A couple of them were on tour with their own band.
But the teacher was the one. She ended up putting out a YouTube video. Remember, she had because they all signed. Corey had them sign NDAs and all this stuff. But remember, she did a video on YouTube where she had both taped up.
Yeah.
And it had a screen that was showing the NDA and all this stuff. And Corey lost his mind.
Of course he did, because he doesn't have control.
And she was the one that she said I never got paid. Nobody ever got paid. No. And that was sort of the thing. It's where did this money go? And then it says Corey. And then after the tour or whatever, we went to our honeymoon in Hawaii. And
it's there's the answer. Right?
There's the money.
Without saying it, that was very good editing. Yeah, there's your money.
That's definitely what it leads you to that conclusion. But it doesn't accuse him of anything. But
it's just I love this. The editing in this was great. It was,
it was well done. It was. It's just.
I don't know. I know I'm going to just be annoying.
It's just a crazy story. The whole,
Yeah.
It's just so weird to see this guy that's, been this childhood star in some of these like massive movies like Goonies and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
Stand By Me. Like these are like tentpoles of like the 80s to now he's doing this Michael Jackson impersonation with like half naked women. It's just bizarre.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It really is.
It's such a weird circus.
Yeah, and that's really what it is. It's like, and it feels a lot. It's like, is this real? Is this like a work? Is this a job? Is this?
Yeah, does he know does he like legit believe what he's saying?
And
Yeah,
the
he
thing
does.
is,
he does.
I think he actually does.
Because look, like this is the thing, right? Like if he was doing it because he knew he was a train wreck and he was leaning into it and people were just gonna like there's a vibe to that, right? Like when they're off stage, like you kind of and you just kind of make fun of it.
Yeah.
No. Like he actually thinks he's good.
Well,
he leaves the stage of, let's just say, like a bar that's not that big. He leaves the stage into the little tent that they have outside and acts like he's in like, Caesar's Palace of Dressing Rooms.
Yeah, like he just finished like an arena rock tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, at the beginning, I was like, oh, I feel bad. Like, he's just passionate, whatever. But I don't know. I don't feel bad for him. I think he just needs serious.
Well, and
he needs all sorts of help. Yeah, that's clear.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's still going strong. Like I said, he was on tour. It was just him now. He doesn't have the Angels, I don't think, anymore.
No, he stopped that.
But I don't know who's. I thought there was
It's
still
an
women.
all male band.
Males.
Yeah,
Yes.
but he was out there. I mean, he's still playing the guitar. And remember, they were showing him doing those solos that were.
Oh my God! Because people thought it was fake because it looked like he was just kind of making it up as he
and
goes.
He kind of was, but but he's out there still, reaching for that rainbow of star of musical glory.
Though, like before we watched this documentary, we were talking about how like, oh my God, I would pay money to go see that concert just because it would be hilarious and like whatever. I can honestly say right now, I'm never paying money to go see him because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, it
Sorry.
definitely.
Not sorry. You're disgusting.
Yeah, no, I thought, I remember when he was on tour the first, I was like, oh my God, I remember seeing those videos. I'm like, if he comes anywhere near here, I have to go see this.
And I said that too.
Just to see it. It was, but.
Not anymore. Not one of my pennies is going into your dirty pocket.
Having seen this and everything, it's like, he seems,
Look, I just can't get past, again, the whole, like, it doesn't matter. Whatever side it is, you're a piece of human garbage. One side a little bit worse than the other side. And I just think it's disgusting. So... no, I'm good.
No, and I mean, it's just hard because regardless of his singing and all this stuff, but he's been milking this whole I'm going to expose thing for
like over a decade.
So long now that it's just like...
It started when the Harvey Weinstein stuff came out.
Yeah, and I don't like, has he ever said anything about like over these years? Like that was, that was like, again,
the only
like
thing
10
he said
years
was
ago.
the Charlie Sheen accusation.
Yeah.
That was it.
And
really.
the Corey Haim stuff.
Corey
and
Haim
like
stuff
just some,
in this documentary.
Yeah, so like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. The guy's crazy.
And like, why? Like, again, I mean, these are all rhetorical. Like, who knows what goes on in his brain? But like, why after all these years, when now you're just gonna say that like Corey Haim assaulted you?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. No,
what?
I know.
And he's not even here to say yes or no or defend himself.
Well, and the fact that they did sort of reconnect on the two Corey's reality show and stuff like that later in life.
I also, again, just want to make this very, very clear for anybody who's still listening, very clear that I will always choose to believe victims of sexual assault like that. I am not in the market of being like, you're lying about that.
Yeah.
No way, 100%. I do know that there are people who have lied about it. I get it. But I also, my instinct is I'm believing people who are victims of that. And I'm not saying that Corey Feldman has not been victim himself. I just think it's dirty how he's played it out and trying to manipulate it to line his own pockets because he's an irrelevant person now. And he thinks he's not, but he's irrelevant.
No, he's definitely trying to keep a hold of whatever bit of fame he has. And it just seems like he's
disgusting.
Doing it any way possible. And
that's it.
Yeah, a lot of unfounded ways to do it. And it's just, it's just a horrible accusation to make it, if it's not true, that's an awful, awful thing to make up.
Yeah.
And it's more just, again, you have to look at the pattern, like why all of a sudden in 2025, you just say this now? When you've been talking about this stuff for years and years about this happening and like, you know what I mean? Just in general. And then all of a sudden you're because he's not here to defend himself. I don't know. And I mean, if he did do that, he's a piece of shit too. But I'm just saying, like, it's just dirty.
Yeah. And I don't know if maybe that's why this documentary took 10 years to get out. If he tried to fight it because of this stuff, what he was talking about in it.
I don't know.
I don't know,
idea.
but it's
I mean, it's clearly, like I said, it was started in 2016. Because I said, I'm like, oh, it's 10 years old. Did this just come out now? And you're like, no, it's like a new release.
yeah, no, and that's why I thought it was going to come to like more current
No.
times. But rather than mention that his wife and him separated in like 2023, I think it said.
Yeah.
That was kind of the latest that it didn't really talk about any of his music recently or any of that stuff at all. It just kind of.
Yeah.
Sorry, Eric. I know both of you. I mean, I think Steve got a few more words in, but like
This is Kelly's podcast tonight.
No, I just get really angry, and like I just can't help it sometimes, and I just spew things. I think I did pretty good at, But Eric, is there anything else you wanted to say that you were trying to say that you couldn't say?
I just thought the documentary ended really abruptly, and it didn't really like have a cohesive like narrative to it. It was kind of all over the place, and I was like, ugh. And
Really? Out of everything, that's. I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. I just didn't know if there was any like things that weren't mentioned that you were like, oh, that or whatever. And if not, that's okay.
No, I think you guys really covered it all. Like it was just really, really awful. Like the accusations that came out, and then just how
the grifting around
the grifting, and the fact that you put a price tag to releasing names just kind of makes it lose all
credibility.
Makes all credibility, makes your words lose all meaning. So,
and that's what sucks because like it's going to be hard for people to believe you when you say these things happen to you when your credibility's shot, and that's the biggest thing, like your credibility, and you're blowing it. Okay, I'm going to ask the question then if nobody has anything else they want to say. Because I mean, we could just talk about the same thing over and over, but that's literally the documentary. But Eric, would you say stream it or skip it?
Honestly, skip it. I don't think it was a great story. I don't think it really like made a point. I think it just kind of, like I said before, it kind of ended abruptly and just didn't really tie any loose ends together. So I thought it was not a great piece of work. So I said skip it.
Did it tell you things that you didn't know? Like, was there any like, oh wow, if I hadn't watched this, I wouldn't have known this type of thing?
I guess just what a narcissist he is.
Okay.
It kind of opened my eyes to Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman's narcissistic side I wasn't sure about. And then I guess it also let me know that he really isn't in on the joke, I guess. He thinks he's amazing. So I learned that through the documentary. So that was, good, I guess. But really not a great documentary overall.
Was he, sorry, I'm going to ask you, I'm just.
Yeah, that's right.
Was he like, based on what you have heard or seen or read about him before you watched this, like, has your opinion changed on him? Or is it always just kind of been the same? I
never knew he was like as dark as he was, like his personality and stuff. I thought he was, obviously a troubled person with drug addiction problems in the past, and a troubled child actor. But I didn't know he was so dark, narcissistic, and controlling. That side I didn't know about at all, and that kind of was new to me.
Yeah, fair. What about you, Steve? Stream it or skip it?
I'm going to say skip it, just because, I don't know, like, I was expecting it to be more of, like, a story about, sort of a documentary about Corey Feldman. I mean, that's just for me not really reading about it. I was expecting more of, like, a overall from,
life.
like, 80s to current, not just that specific, very specific year of his life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, I would say skip it, I think. It was interesting, I guess. It's good for a bit of a laugh watching them,
Did your opinion stay the same or change of him after watching it?
It probably changed. I mean, I don't know if I had much of an opinion of Corey Feldman to begin with, not good or bad, but he definitely, I always just kind of assumed he was eccentric. Mm-hmm. This just made him seem a lot more evil.
Yeah.
That it wasn't from what he's like, oh, he's just kind of this goofy guy that wants to be a singer to like, he's really don't think he's that such a great of a guy.
No. And that's where I'm struggling with the stream it or skip it, because like, I don't think it was a terribly well documentary. Like it was like the way they put it together was like funny and shady and stuff, but like it wasn't super informative, but it's more like they said, it opens your eyes to kind of like who he more so is that people may not know.
Which I think
is important. I mean, I don't know. I'd probably just say skip it. It'll just make you mad, to be quite honest. If you have any, like, it's just going to make you angry because it made me really angry. But the only thing is that I'm never going to spend any money to go watch him and laugh at him. So.
Yep.
There you go. That's three skip-its.
Save the $5.
Yeah.
And I don't know how easy it is to find because we had to pay $5 to watch it.
No, it's only on, as far as I know, it's only on Apple TV.
Then
rent it or buy it.
Do not rent or buy it. It's not worth the $5. trust
No.
us when we say that.
Exactly.
But yeah, I guess that's it on the Corey Feldman.
Yeah, it was another. What was an hour? Oof. We had a lot to talk about on that one.
I got a little heated. Sorry.
Yeah, Kelly apologized for all the language. Jeez,
I'm
you know,
sorry,
that's for
but like,
swearing.
we're gonna put like explicit language.
Yeah, to mark this one as
It's okay.
explicit on the upload.
YouTube's probably not gonna like it because of all the words we use that triggers them.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
anyway, we thank you. Or no, sorry. Blah. Anyway, guys, comment below if you have seen it, what you thought, if you're going to watch it, you know, all that little stuff. Start a conversation in the comments. We love to see it. But that is it for today's podcast. We thank you so very much for joining us, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.